All right. All right. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. Hope you're all doing good. So, let us begin this session. So, today we are looking into the topics of coding, decoding, inequalities, syllogisms, input, output, and some miscellaneous questions for IBPS RRB Clerical Mains exam. Okay, that is what we will be doing here. So, let's start. Yeah, so before we go into the session, so do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is time space 4 space bank space SSC space CGL. And do not forget to hit the bell icon for all the notifications of the videos that we upload in our channel. Okay. Right, so now let us begin with coding, decoding. So here, please do always read the directions, even though we know what is given, just for the sake of, not missing out on any information. Just have a glance of what it is given. So here, these questions are based on the following information, he says. And here, in a certain code language, some statements are coded as follows. Now you have 4 statements coded as 4 sets of codes given to us, right? So now, first thing we observe is, do we have repeated words? Okay, yeah, James Francis, a very good evening. Welcome. Right. So here we have some repeated words, like down is repeated in the first and second sentences. Fair is repeated in first and second sentences. Earth is repeated in first and third sentences. So that is the first thing we check. Always look for repeated words. So when you have repeated words, you will also have repeated codes. So first we make a list of all the different words, and then we find the codes for them so that you can answer all the questions in this set in one shot. So every question need not be, if you don't have the codes, you have to come back to every time you have to come back to this slide, check it, go back, answer it. Then again, you have to come back and check it. To and fro is not recommended. Okay. So let's make a list of all the different words we have. So we have down, earth, fair, length. So we'll make that list. Down, earth, fair, and length. Then in the second, we have is train, fare, main, down. So fare and down are already there. So train and main is what we will write. Train and main is what we will write. Okay. Then further, have, earth, guess, lane. So earth is already written. Have, guess, and lane is what we will write. So have, guess, lane we will write. And then ink, have, kilo, guess. So have and guess we have already written. So ink and kilo is what we will write. So ink and kilo. So these are all the different words we have. Now, based on these words, we now have to look into what are the codes that we get. So repeated words will get repeated codes. So let us look into it. Yeah, Abhishek Surya, a very good evening. Welcome. Yes. So now let us look into repeated words. So we have down repeated in first 2 sentences, and also the word fair repeated in first 2 sentences. We don't have anywhere else. That means the 2 codes will be repeated in the first 2. So that is LEE is repeated and WEE is repeated. So LEE, WEE. So that is for down and fair. So we don't know in what way we need to write them. So we take either or for these 2. Then for earth, in the first and third sentences between TEE and MEE, you have TEE. So for earth, we write TEE. That means for length, we have MEE. So taking codes should not take much time. You need to be very comfortable in taking the code. So practice them. Then next we have train and main. As you can see, train and main are available only in the second sentence. So the codes SEE and GEE could be considered as either or. So SEE or GEE. Similarly, GEE and SEE. Correct? Okay. Then we have guess. Now guess is repeated. Have is also repeated. So similar to down and fair in the first two sentences, have and guess in the third and fourth sentences. The two codes we have is AEE and DEE. So for have and guess, AEE and DEE, either order. Then lane is the only word remaining in that sentence. So QEE we consider. And finally, for ink and kilo, which is available only in the last sentence, we have KEE and FEE in any order. KEE or FEE, FEE or KEE. So that way, we can consider all the codes. And from this, we can start answering our questions. Okay. Right. Okay. So I have taken the codes now for the question so that we can avoid going back every time to the codes. We can answer it from here itself. So the first question, what is the code for the word lane is the question. So is definite. So for the word lane, I should only have one code. And I do have only one code, that is QEE. And that's available in the third option. Choice 3. Then next, if guess movie is coded as JEE, AEE, then what is the code for have movie? Now, as you can see in my codes, for have and guess, we cannot confirm the codes. It is a DEE or AEE. So when you look at here, guess the code here that is given as AEE, that means for have, I will take a DEE. That means for movie, the code we have is JEE, and that is what we will consider here. So for have and movie, the codes are DEE, JEE, and that's available in the fifth option. Okay, it is just process of elimination. Then, which of the following words is coded as MEE? Now, as you can see here, from the list of codes, MEE, the word we are using is length, and that's available in choice 2. Okay. Then next, if WEEREEFEE is coded as ink, fair, grass, then which of the following is coded as KEEREE, LEE? Okay. Now, when you look at the list of codes, the words down and fair are given as LEE, WEE. So now here, fair can be considered as WEE. That means for down, it is going to be LEE. Now, since you have LEE here, I need the word down compulsorily available in my sentence. That means it is either the first option or the fourth option. Or you can also have the third option. Wherever down is, you consider that. Process of elimination. You don't have to code every word, or you don't have to decode every code to find an option. Go basing on the process of elimination. Correct? Then we have REE. So now REE, as you can check, there is no REE in our list of codes. So it's a new code. So this is a new code. That means I should get a new word. So here REE is a new code. Okay. Then what about KEE? As you can see in the list of codes, either it is KEE or FEE. That is for ink and kilo. Now, as you can check for the word ink, you have FEE. given to already. That means KEE will be given to the word kilo. So down and kilo should be there. So first option is ruled out. Third option is ruled out. The only option available is the fourth option. Process of elimination. So we have the word grass. Now grass, I don't have the word grass because that is a new word. For a new code, we will get a new word. Correct? Right. Then, what is the code for the word main? Now, as you can check here, for a train and main, I will not be able to get what code to be given exactly, because for a train it is SEE or GEE. So same way for main is also SEE or GEE. Now, since the question is means it is a definite. It is a definite word. I need a definite code for it. So since I cannot get the definite code, you will say cannot be determined. Okay. So sometimes the question can be, what can be the code for? Can be is a possibility. Now can be possibility, then you can have any one of the codes marked as your answer. Then in that case, only one of the codes will be given in your options. Then you can choose that. Can be is a possibility. Is means definite. So here we will not be able to determine. Okay. Right. Okay. Now coming to the next. Next is again, these questions are based on the following information. Again, in a certain code language, some statements are coded as below. So again, you have 4 sentences and 4 different sets of codes. Now again, the first thing always you look for is, are there any repeated words? Now definitely again here, as you can see, there are repeated words. The words different is repeated, mission is repeated. So when you have repetitions, we go for list of words. Make all the list of words and get the codes. So we have energy is in different forms. Okay. So energy is in different forms. Then mission is different in type. So we have mission, is already there, in is already there, different is already there. I only have to write type. Okay, so these are the words from the 2 sentences. The next, mission gains a lot of energy. Mission is already there, gains a lot of energy. These are the words I'll have to write. So gains lot of, and the word energy is also already available to us from the first sentence. So I will not write. Then next we have different type of energy forms. So different is already there. Energy is already there. Forms is also there. Of is also there. Type is also there. So there is no new words in the last sentence. Everything is already available. So we need not take any other list. So these are the words we get. Now we'll start looking into the codes. So here we have energy. So energy is in different forms, right? So energy is repeated in first and third and last sentences. So RS is not there, ET is there, NP is not there, PR is not there, QP is not there. Okay, so it is ET. So for energy, it is ET. Now is available in the first and second sentences. So we have RS not there, NP is there, PR is also there, and QP is there in the last also. So I should not consider QP, but PR is there. That means the word in, as you can check, the word in is also there. So for is and in, we have 2 codes, that is NP and PR in any order. So NP or PR, PR or NP. Then different is available in first, second, and fourth sentences. So RS, no. ET, we have already written. QP, and QP. Yeah, QP is one we give for different. And the remaining code will be for forms, that is RS. So for forms, you take RS. Then we have mission and type. Now mission is first, second, and third sentences. That means MN is not there. NT is available. So NT is what we consider for mission. Correct? And then for type. So for type, we have, now type is available in the last sentence also. Second and last sentences, which is MN. So we can have MN. Then gains a lot of. So first we look at of. Of is there in the last sentence also. Third and fourth sentences. We have QT. So we'll take QT for of. And then for gains and a lot. Those are the only words that are remaining. So the remaining codes we have is AP is one and BC is one. So AP, BC, as you can check, it is not repeated anywhere. So it is AP, BC in any order. That's all. So now we have the codes. We can now look into the questions. Okay. Right. Now, yes. So coming to the questions, which word is coded as RS? As you can see, RS is for the word forms. You choose fifth option. Next, what is the code for mission? Now, as you can see, mission, the code we have is NT, first option. Okay. Then, which of the following, see, can be, he says, can be the code for different mat. So different is definitely QP. So QP is there in the fourth option and in the third option. These are the only two options available. And mat. Okay, now mat, as you can check, is not there in the list of words. So mat is a new word. So I need a new code. So between NP and QP, NP and LP, QP is anyway available. Between NP and LP, which is the new code. NP is already available in the list of codes. It is given for ease in. So you cannot use NP. So fourth option cannot happen. It has to be the third option because LP, as you can check, there is no LP in my existing codes. So new word, new code. So that is available in the third option. So having the list is always helpful. Okay, next, which of the following is coded as QT? So from the list here, QT is the word of, third option. And then which of the following is the code for gains? Now, as you can check gains, it is either AP or BC. And that's available in the fifth option. So instead of giving as cannot be determined, sometimes he can give you like this also. Either AP or BC. So you choose fifth option. Okay. All right. Then next, the directions. Each of the following questions consists of 3 statements followed by 2 conclusions. Consider the statements to be true even if they vary from commonly known facts, and find out which conclusions logically follow the given statements and choose the proper alternative from the given choices. Now you have some common options. Only one, only two, either one or two, neither one nor two, both one and two. Okay. So these are deductions or syllogisms. So let's have a look into it. Yes. So we have the statements here. Only a few. A few means some. Means only some. Lemon is cake. So when you get only some, you have to maintain some and some not. Both have to coexist in your diagram. Because only some means some lemon is cake, there should also be some lemon is not cake. So you need some and some not both to coexist in a diagram. So we will draw that, the combined diagram. So this is how you draw. So this is lemon and this is cake with this indication. Why do you need this indication? This tells you that there is a partial overlap, which is common, and there is also some shaded portion that should never enter inside cake. Because some are cake, some are not cake. Both should coexist. So without that indication, it becomes a sum. With this indication becomes only sum. That will help you analyze the diagrams better using this indication. Okay. The next, no cake is butter. Okay. So cake should be separate and butter should be separate. So again, when you have a no, right from cake's boundary to, butter boundary, you put a solid line with an into mark saying they are not allowed to overlap. And then all butter is yellow. Okay, so all the butter should be inside yellow. So this is what we have as the combined diagram. Now, let's look into the conclusions. So first one is no butter is lemon. So that's a negative conclusion. No butter is lemon. Correct. As you can see, butter is a separate circle, lemon is a separate circle. You have a negative conclusion. That is a yes in the basic diagram. So what we should do, we take the alternate diagram and go for the complementary. And what is the complementary for no butter is a lemon? Some butters are lemon. Now we need to understand, can I take the lemon circle and make it overlap with the butter circle? The movement of the circles is what we need to check. So what I can do is, see, I can take this lemon circle because the original relation I have to maintain. There is already some overlap between lemon and cake. Now I can take this lemon circle and make an overlap like this. Now don't go by the size of the circle. Okay. The size of the circle can vary, but will I be able to move it so that my original relation is maintained? What is my original relation? I need to have an overlap between lemon and cake, but with this indication saying there is some shaded portion of the lemon not inside the cake. Can I do that? Yes, I am definitely able to do that. That means the complementary satisfies. That means the given negative will not be your answer anymore. So conclusion 1 fails, not your answer, because you proved it's complementary. Two opposites, because complementary is nothing but the opposite. Two opposites cannot satisfy the same diagram. Okay. So then coming to the second one. Some lemon being yellow is a possibility. So it's basically a possibility. So we just have to check. Can I have some lemon being yellow? Means lemon and yellow. Can they overlap with each other? That is what we need to check. So lemon and yellow, can they overlap? Yes, definitely they can overlap. Not a problem. That is what I tried doing earlier. When I overlapped lemon and butter, immediately it also overlapped with yellow. So when the complementary is satisfying, then definitely it is possible. So it is a possibility and I can say that it follows. So my answer is going to be only 2 follows. Choice 2. Correct? Because in my complementary diagram earlier, what I had drawn, lemon and the circle yellow are overlapping with each other. So definitely it is possible. Okay, right. So we get only 2 follows, choice 2. Okay, next. Now we have same statements for 2 questions, 12 and 13. So these are the statements. So let's take the combined diagram. We have all pizzas are burgers. Okay. So all the pizzas are burgers. Then some cakes are not chocolates. Okay, we'll come to that. Then only a few chocolates are burgers. Okay, only a few chocolates are burgers. So this is how you can have only a few chocolates are burgers. Means there are some chocolates that should not be inside the burger circle. Okay. There are some chocolates that should not be inside the burger circle. And the second statement was some cakes are not chocolates. Okay. So that means basically cakes and chocolates have to be two separate circles. But you can make this indication again because he said some cakes are not chocolates. In the basic diagram, it is two separate circles. So we get this as the combined diagram. Now let's look into the conclusions. Now both are possibilities that are given here. So first one, all pizza are cake or all pizzas being cake. Can I take the complete pizza circle inside the cake? Is it allowed? Yeah, you can definitely. See, if I want all the pizza inside the cake, this is how you have to understand. Now the cake circle is separately given. Take that and draw it like this. All the pizza will be inside cake. And what is my original relation? Some cake are not chocolates. Still, I am able to satisfy. See, some cake are not inside chocolates. So these indications help you in understanding the movement of the circles. You will be better, you will have a better clarity when you have these indications. So definitely it is possible. So I can have one follows. Now the second one is given as some cakes being burgers is a possibility. Okay, cakes and burgers, can they overlap? Yeah, definitely. See, that is what we did earlier. First conclusion possibility when we were checking. The second conclusion possibility also automatically got checked. Cakes and burgers, some overlap. You are having some overlap here. So that definitely works. Because since cake is the only circle I'm moving, you just have to check whether that movement is allowed by the statements. So if you have these indications, you don't need to go back and check the statements. You can clearly check from the diagram itself. So yes, the second one is also definitely possible. So I can say both follows. So it is choice 5. Both follows. Okay. Then we have the same statements for the 13th one. So let's take the combined diagram again. So we have all pizzas are burgers. Only a few chocolates are burgers. And some cakes are not chocolates. So this is the combined diagram we have. Now coming to the conclusions. The first one is a negative, the second one is positive. So let's check the positive first because it is easy to check and eliminate. All chocolates are pizzas. All the chocolates, are they inside pizzas? No, there is no relation between them. So definitely I can say does not follow. Then the first one, some chocolates are not pizzas. So here what is happening when you check 1 and 2, I can say that they are complementary pairs, correct? Because we know for some not you have all and the terms are also same. So you cannot check them individually, okay? You have to verify, can I get either or for this? So we need to check parallelly. So since you have complementary pairs, we will check either or is available or not. So we'll start with the first one. Some chocolates are not pizzas. Okay. So we have the negative and it's complementary given in the basic diagram as well as in the alternate diagram. We have to check. Right. Now the negative. Some chocolates are not pizzas. Yes, it is available. See, I'm making some shaded portion inside the chocolate circle, the white color shaded portion. They are not inside pizzas. So definitely the negative satisfies. That means it's complementary. The other conclusion, which is the opposite of the negative conclusion, will not satisfy that same diagram, which is all chocolates are pizzas, obviously is not going to satisfy the same diagram. So that is why the two opposites will never satisfy the same representation. That is why we need a different representation to check whether the opposite can satisfy. So now we take the alternate and we try and see, can I draw all chocolates are pizzas? Sorry, all chocolates are pizzas. Now see what is happening with this indication that you have here that I have made. If I take the complete chocolate and put it inside the pizza, okay, see what is going to happen. If I take the complete chocolate and put it inside the pizza like this, okay, so this is the white small color circle is your chocolate and then you have pizza. So, but what is the relation between chocolate and burger? Only a few chocolates should be burger. But what is happening here now? When you check, the shaded portion is also going inside the burgers because that is precisely what we have indicated. The shaded portion of the chocolates should never go inside burger. So by taking the complete chocolate inside pizza, the complete chocolate automatically is going inside burger. Correct? That means I am unable to prove the complementary. So the complementary still fails. That means the given negative still continues to follow. So either or will not happen. Either or will happen when the negative satisfies the basic diagram and its complementary should satisfy the alternate diagram. Then only either or will happen when you get complementary pairs. But here it is not happening that way. So either or is not going to happen. My only answer is now conclusion 2 will never follow. Conclusion 1 follows. So it is only 1 follows. Choice 1 is what we consider. Okay. Right. The next one. Now here we have 3 statements with 4 conclusions. So let's see. So let's draw the combined diagram. Only a few ranges are selected. Okay. Only a few ranges are selected. So there are some ranges that should not be inside selected. That is only a few. Then all selected are good. Okay. So all the selected will be inside good. Then some good are not free. Okay. So there are some good that are not inside free. So that is how we get our combined diagram. Now based on this, let's have a look into the conclusions. Now in the conclusions, we do have negative for the first, positive for the second, again positive for the third and negative for the fourth. So we'll check. Since in your options, you don't have either or, you don't have to worry about complementary pairs. We will have to check them individually. So let's check 2 and 3 first because they are positives. It is easy to check and, we can, eliminate some options based on those conclusions, 2 and 3. So some good are range. Yeah, correct. See, G and R are perfectly overlapping with each other. So definitely 2 works. Definitely 2 works. That means I can rule out third option, fourth option, because 2 is not available there. Correct? Then the third one, all free are range. Are all the free inside range? No, free is separate, range is separate. So the third does not work. That means I can rule out the first option. I can rule out the fifth option. Now, when you look at it, Okay. Now, when you look at it, see how many options are still available for me. The only option that is available for me is the second option. You can mark and move on. So there is no compulsion that you have to check every conclusion every time. It all depends on the options. Always keep an eye on the options. So now you don't have to check conclusion 1 and conclusion 4 also. Because there is no combination of 1, 2, 4 given like that. Correct? So, but anyways, let us check here. But in the exam, this is how you have to approach. You don't need to check based on the options, mark and move on. Okay? But anyways, let's check the first one now. No selected is free. Correct? Selected is a separate circle. Free is a separate circle. So you have a negative conclusion that is satisfying the basic diagram. Then obviously we'll take the alternate diagram and go for the complementary. And what is the complementary? Complementary is sum. Some selected are free. Now, can I have the free circle move and overlap with selected circle? Yeah, I can do that. See, like this. This is my free circle. Some partial overlap is sufficient. So even now, my original relation still is maintained. See, some selected are not free. That is still available. The shaded portion, sorry, some some good are not free. So the shaded portion inside the good circle is still not inside free circle. So even after moving it, I'm able to satisfy. So complementary satisfies. So then the given negative does not follow. So that is why 1 is not going to be a part of your answer. Now let's check the fourth one. Some good are not range. Okay, let's check that. Some good are not range. Correct. See, I am taking some shaded portion inside the G circle. The white color shaded portion below is not inside range. Now, what is it that we get? So again, what happened? The negative conclusion here satisfies the basic diagram. So we take the alternate diagram and go for the complementary. Complementary is all good are range. So can I take all the good circle and put it inside range? Now, what is it you have to understand is, if I take all the G circle and put it inside the R circle, okay, which other circle will go inside? The S also will go inside. Am I allowed to do that? That is what you need to understand. So this is where you can check that there is this indication here. Do you see between R and S? So let me just draw these and I'll explain it separately. Okay, between R and S. So you have R, you have S, because the information is only a few ranges are selected. So there should be some range that are not selected. And then you have all the selected are good like this. Now what I'm trying to draw, I'm trying to draw all the good inside range. Now if I do that, how do I get it? See, I'll take the range circle. I'll take all the good circle inside range, but inside good you now have S also, that is selected. Now am I able to maintain this? Yes, because see, there are still some range which is not inside the S circle. So what is that indication tells you? That indication tells you how you can move the circles. The complete R cannot go inside S, but the complete S can go inside R. Don't worry about the size of the circles. It is only about understanding the indication and moving of the circles. The complete S can go inside R, because when I take complete G inside R, because for some good are not range, the fourth conclusion, we take the complementary, which is all good are range. And that is what I had drawn here. It's the complementary. So by taking all good are range, I am getting all selected are also inside range. No problem. Even then my first statement satisfies. Only a few ranges are selected. So that way you can understand the movement of the circle. You don't have to draw and check. You can literally visualize it when you look into the indications that we make. So that means here also, I can say that the complementary satisfies in the alternate diagram. That means the given negative does not follow. So that is why here our conclusion number 4 is also not going to be a part of your answer. That is why it is only 2, choice 2. So you don't have to check these in your exam. If you have a similar question like this, always keep an eye on the options, look at the combinations of the conclusions given in the options, start eliminating those options based on a couple of conclusions that you have already checked. Okay. Right. Okay, next. Yes. So let's look at this. The combined diagram. Only a few trees are plants. Okay. So there should be some trees, not inside plants. Then all plants are seeds. Okay. So all the plants are seeds. Then all seeds are bonsai. Okay. All the seeds are bonsai. So this is what we have as our combined diagram. Okay. So preferably, please do carry 2 or 3 different color pens to the exam so that you can use them appropriately for just identifying them easily. Okay, especially during solving of deductions. Okay, now let's look at the conclusions. Here all are positive conclusions. So you can directly check our combined diagram. So all trees are plants. No, all the trees are not plants. So one fails. All bonsai are seeds. No. All seeds are given as bonsai. All bonsai are seeds. No. Some trees are bonsai. Yes. T and B have a partial overlap. So 3 works. And some seeds are a tree. Yes. S and T are also having partial overlap. So that also works. So only 3 and 4. And yes, you do have that combination given to us. That is there in choice 2. Okay. Right. Then moving on. The next one. No land is nature. Okay. The combined diagram. No land is nature. Then only a few nature are organic. Okay. So there should be some nature, not organic. And all organic are live. So all the organic are live. Okay. So the first one is land. So LD and this is LV. Okay. So this is my combined diagram. So let's look at the conclusions. Again, there are no either or given. So we'll check them separately. So first is positive, second is positive, fourth is positive, and the third is possibility. Okay. Now you have at least some. So at least means some. Putting them together does not change your meaning. So you simply ignore the word at least. You can read it as some live are land. No, land is separate, live is separate. One doesn't work. Then second, some live are nature. Correct. Live and nature are partially overlapping. That definitely works. And fourth one, some organic are land. No, organic is separate, land is separate. Fourth doesn't work. So now based on my options, I can rule out the first one. Then I can rule out the fifth one. And I can rule out the third one. Because only 3 doesn't come. 2 is definitely a part of your answer. So it is either, then fourth is also ruled out. Then the only option available is second option. You don't have to check the third conclusion because there is no combination of 2 and 3 follow. Correct? But anyways, let's check the third one. He says, all land being organic is not a possibility. So all land are organic. Is it possible or not? We should check. So the complete land, can I take it inside organic? That is what we need to check. So basically, if you check, land is a separate circle, correct? So you have a land circle that is separate. It should never overlap with the nature circle. Should never overlap with the nature circle. So without overlapping the nature circle, can I put it completely inside O? Yes, you can. Don't go by the size. See, I can simply put a circle inside O and this can be given as LD without touching N. You can. There is no problem. That means it is possible to have all land are organic. It is definitely possible. But since what he says here, not a possibility. Now, because he says it is not a possibility, third doesn't work. That is why my answer is only 2. That is correct. Divya, only 2. Abhishek, correct. It is possible. That is why, because he says it is not possible, we say it does not follow because we don't agree with the information. Yes. Good. Okay. Right. The next one. So here he has given choose an option that follows. Because now, as you can see, sometimes what happens, you will have conclusions separate, options separate, but sometimes options directly will be conclusions. Each option is a conclusion. So here we need to see based on the directions. So here the directions are choose an option that follows. So I have to go through every option because I don't know where it is. And once you get your option, suppose, let's say we have first option itself as our answer, then you don't have to check the remaining options. Okay. So let's see this. The combined diagram. All basics are example. Okay. All basics are example. Only a few basics are practices. So that means there are some basics that are not inside practices. Only a few basics are practices. Then no example is a question. Okay. No example is a question. And some questions are answers. Some questions are answers. So this is the combined diagram that we have. Now let's see. Okay, so the first one, some examples are not practices. Yeah, you do have, see, the white shaded portion, which is inside the examples, are not inside practices. So negative satisfies. So when the negative satisfies, what happens? You take the complementary, which is all examples are practices. Now the problem is, if I take all the examples are practices, then which other circle will go inside? B also goes inside. Correct? Which is all basics also go inside practices. But look at the indication that I have here. I cannot have the complete basics inside practices. Only a few basics are practices very clearly given to us. The second statement. So that indication helps you understand the movement of the circle. I can take complete example inside practices, no problem. But along with that, complete basics also will go inside practices, which is not allowed. So complementary fails. Because the complementary fails, the negative follows. So yes, 1. Choice 1 is our answer. You don't have to check the remaining options unless you have an option saying more than one of the above. You don't have to check them. Correct. Divya, option 1 will work. Okay. Some basics are questions is positive. Some answers are examples. So basic question, there is no overlap. Answer example, there is no overlap. So 2 and 3 doesn't work. And fifth one was also positive. Some questions are practices. Q and P, there is no overlap. That is also ruled out. And this is negative. So if you check that also, it will not work. Because I already got my answer. You don't need to verify that in the exam. But when you're practicing, Whichever option it is, don't worry about it. Keep and go through all the options. That will help you practice more. So please do check the remaining options later again. Okay. All right. Then similarly, yes, again choose an option that follows. So let's take this. We have a combined diagram. Some lengths are breadths. All breadths are widths. Then some sizes are not widths. Some sizes are not inside widths. And all sizes are large. So this is large. The first one was length, ln. Okay. So this is the combined diagram. So now let's see. The first is negative. Second is possibility. Third is negative. Fourth one. See, whenever you have can never be, please remember this. Okay. So, okay, let me write here. Whatever qualifier is available to you, if you have a qualifier available with can never be given or can not be given, please don't consider this as a possibility, because the words never and not are definite words. So this has to be understood as are not first. First thing is, whenever you have can never be, cannot be should be understood as are not. And when you have a qualifier given in front of the term, then the total thing should always be considered as some not. Whether you have some, whether you have all, any qualifier with are not should always be treated as some not. Now, without a qualifier, if you have, suppose let's say you don't have the qualifier, you only have this A's can never be B's or A's cannot be B's. If you have that, then it is no. Without a qualifier, if you have negative information, it is no. Without a qualifier, if you have positive information, it is all. But with qualifier, if you have negative terms given, it is some not. That is how you have to remember them. Okay. Right. Okay, Divya, only two. All right, let's check that. Two, then let's check the second one directly. So it's a possibility. So we have all widths being breadths. So can I take the complete W inside B? He says. All widths being breadths. Is it possible? It is definitely possible. See, I already have all breadths are widths, that is given here. Correct? Now he is asking all widths are breadths. So the only thing that we can do here is draw this and put it as W equals B, so that I can satisfy my statement. I can also satisfy my conclusion. But because he says it is not a possibility, and here I know that it is possible, unfortunately, this is not my option. Divya, did you understand that, ma? Okay. So you don't need to draw one circle within the other circle only for all. You do have an alternate diagram also. Now, because we are checking conclusions and it is a possibility conclusion, if it is not available in your basic diagram, you can check if it is possible in my alternate diagram. So I'm taking a alternate representation of all. W equals B. So W equals B, B equals W. Statement automatically satisfies. Correct? So 2 is, oh yeah, sorry, my bad. This is an option that follows. Okay, choose an option that follows. Then it is not the second option. Yes. Because here he says it is not a possibility. Because sometimes I got suddenly confused. Why? Because sometimes he will give choose an option that does not follow. So if he had given choose an option that does not follow, then it is my second answer. Second option will be my answer because that does not follow. But here, 2 doesn't work. Okay. Then, so what about the first one? No length is width. Okay. Length is up. That is also there. Directly, it is not working because length and width for no means it should be separate circles, and length and width here are not separate circles. They are already overlapping. Okay. So one also fails. Then what about the third one? Some large are not widths. Okay. Some large are not width. Yes, I do have it. But then again, because the negative satisfies, you take its complementary, which is all large are width. Now, if I take all the large inside the W circle, which other circle will go inside? S also will completely go inside. Am I allowed to do that? No, you are not allowed to do that because you have a very clear indication that complete S cannot go inside width. So complementary fails. Now, because complementary fails, I can say that the given negative follows. So we got our answer. Third option should be considered as our answer. Okay. Yeah. All right. So check the remaining two later. Now look at this, the instruction, choose an option that does not follow. So now I need to choose an option that does not follow. Okay. So let's see this. So we have only a few chalks are computers. So there should be some chalks, not computers. All chalks are boards. Okay. Then no board is a room. Okay. And only a few rooms are hostels. So there should be some rooms which are not hostels. Okay. Now I am in search of an option that does not follow. Okay. Let's see this. So we have negative, positive, positive. Okay, let's take one by one. Some boards are not computers. Yeah, some boards are not inside computers. So complementary is all boards are computers. But if I take all the boards inside computers, then all the chalk also will go inside computers, which is not allowed because the indication is very clear. Only a few chalk are computers. All the chalk cannot go inside computers. So complementary fails. That means the given negative follows. That means it is not my option. I need an option that does not follow. The next, all room being computers is a possibility. Okay. All room inside computers. Can I take the complete room inside computers? All room inside computers is a possibility. Yes, you can. Because H and R are two separate circles given here. If I take the complete R inside CP, then H can come partially overlapping with CP also. No problem. As long as R and B don't touch each other, you can do it. Correct? So it is definitely possible. So it follows. So not an option. Then third, no chalk is a room. Okay. Correct? Chalk is separate, room is separate. No chalk is a room, negative satisfies. So what is the complementary? Sum. So then sum means chalk and room should overlap. The CH circle and R circle, can they overlap? Unfortunately, they can't because in order to do that, R has to overlap with B, which is not allowed very clearly in the indication. So complementary failed, the given negative follows, not an option. Okay, Divya, fifth option. Huh? Okay. Then we have the fourth one. Some computers being hostels is a possibility. So computers and hostels, can they overlap? Yeah, they can definitely overlap. No problem. So that is also possible, not an option. So yes, it has to be the fifth option. Some hostels are computers. No, hostel is separate, computers is separate. That is the option that does not follow. So yes, it is the fifth option. Okay. So you need to be very quick in moving between the options. So anything has to be checked only once. So be very thorough when you are checking them. Don't spend time unnecessarily rechecking it, because the time that is spent for rechecking can be used for some other question. You can maximize your score. So our goal here main is to attempt every question in the exam before you come out of the exam hall. You should not say that time was not sufficient. No, you have to manage your time, maximize your score as much as possible, because we don't know where easy questions will be given. You will be surprised when you go towards the remaining questions. So ensure that you go through at least all the questions at least once. Okay. Yeah, that is correct, Abhishek. 19th will get option 5. Yes. Okay. So those are our questions in deductions. Now next we have is symbols and notations. So the question is, which of the following symbols should replace the question marks respectively in the given expression in order to make the statement I less than A definitely true? So we only have to check between I and A. So you don't have to take everything, only have to check between I and A. So you have a less than, question mark, less than or equals, question mark. So which among the options, if I substitute, my final result will be less than. So which is that option? Because if you want less than, then less than has to be considered as common. Then the only option, okay, or rather there are two options with less than, that is third and fourth options. But the third one have opposite symbols. When you get opposite symbols, you will never get a result. Without getting a result, you cannot give your answer as a definitely true. Because when you want a definitely true, sorry, or definitely false, you need proof. Proof to identify the answer. Now, if I substitute the fourth option, less than and equal to anyways, you can ignore. It is simply to replace one alphabet with the other. For the remaining, you can simply consider less than. That way, I can say it is the fourth option. Correct, Abhishek, option 4. That's all. What is necessary, you concentrate on that and then get your answer out of it. Okay, right. Next, which of the following symbols should replace the question marks in that order in the expression so as to make S greater than R, I less than or equals E definitely false. So S to R is here, I to E is here. So we will have to consider the first 3 question marks and then the second last and the third last question marks. So we need to see which is the option that satisfies that. So here first 3 is not going to work because opposite signs. Here again first 3 is not going to work, opposite signs. Here also opposite signs. And here also opposite signs. So the only option that satisfies is the fifth option. Look at the positions of the alphabets that is necessary for me to get an answer. And from there you can easily do it. So the only option that satisfies is the fifth option, because from the first 3, I'll get less than, which is definitely C. S less than R you are getting. Correct. Because I want greater than R to be definitely false. How can I prove that it is definitely false? When you know greater than never happens between S and R. So less than is happening. So yes, now I know it is false. And I less than or equal to E. So when you look at the from the last, second and the third ones, greater than is what we will get between I and E. Yes. So less than or equal to never happens. So when I choose the fifth option, the given two conclusions will never happen if I choose fifth option. So option 5 we get. Okay. Yeah, for 20th one, you'll get 4th option. Very good. Yes. Divya and Abhishek, correct. But when we are looking for definitely false, please be a bit more careful. We need to be a bit more careful. Okay. Right. Next one. Which of the following symbols should replace the question mark in the given expression in order to make these two definitely true? Now, if you look at it, I have a relation from N to O. And then I have a relation from A to W. So what we can do, here we can simply reverse it. N greater than or equals O I want, and A greater than or equals W I want. So such a kind of inequalities I have to consider for N to O and for A to W. So which is the one that satisfies? Here. So in both cases, if you check, I want greater than or equal to only. So that means greater than, less than or equal to cannot happen. Definitely greater than or equal to will work. Because if you put greater than, then the common will be greater than. I don't want greater than. I want greater than or equal to in both cases. So if I put greater than or equal to, I will get. Since already greater than or equal to is existing, you can also have equal to, no problem. So a better option we can choose is 5th option for it to be definitely true. Since greater than or equal to is already available, you can also choose equal to, no problem. So that is why it is better to choose the 5th option. Correct, option 5. Yes, that would work. Okay. Right. Next again. Now this time inequalities are already given. Which of the following elements should replace the question marks in that order? So as to make A greater than or equals U definitely true. So you just now have to look at the letters A and U. So here you have U to A. Means 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, I have to check. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So opposite inequalities, first option doesn't work. Then in the second one, again, from U to A. So again, when you check U to A, again you are getting opposite inequalities. So it doesn't work. So this is how you have to consider. Understanding the point, you can be as quick as possible once you know how to approach. So learn the process of approach by practicing the same question multiple times. Now again from U to A. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So equals, less than or equals, less than or equals. 3rd, 4th, 5th. So here I'll get less than or equals. But I'll get U less than or equals A. Okay. Because I want A greater than or equals U. So I got my answer. Option 4. Okay, let us check option 4 also. We have 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So greater than or equals, equals, less than or equals, less than or equals. Unfortunately, no, because you have opposite signs here. So 4th does not work. Abhishek? Okay. So it is 3rd. 3rd one definitely works. It is all about positions. Which alphabets are given? Where are they positioned? What are the inequalities you get between them? That's all. Okay. Right. So third option. Okay, next one. Which of the following symbols should replace the question marks respectively so that we have P greater than Q? Definitely true. So that means from P to Q, I have to check. So we have question mark greater than or equals question mark. So I need greater than to happen. So if I want greater than to happen, then definitely greater than should be there because that is missed here. And the only option that is available is my first option because second option greater than not there, third option not there, fifth option not there, fourth is not there. Only first option is available where you can have greater than here and greater than or equals to here. So everywhere you can consider greater than, and that is what we get between P and Q. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, next we have sometimes the symbols can also be given. Certain relations are represented by symbols as given below. So you have asterisk symbol that says neither greater nor equals. So it is not greater than nor equals, means it is less than. Then the up arrow is not less than, means you combine the other two, greater than or equals. The next down arrow, not greater than, so less than or equals. Then the side, right side arrow, neither less nor equals, so greater than. And the left side arrow, neither smaller nor greater, so it is equal to. So the symbols and their notations means meanings. Okay. So now we need to see each of the following questions consists of some statements followed by two conclusions and give your answer as. Okay. So here we have this, but there is one small correction. I have taken the symbols, but there is one small correction here. Here both are down arrow given. So up arrow is greater than or equal. So here, this has to be an upward arrow. So upward arrow is greater than or equals. Okay, so we have x greater than or equals y, then y less than or equals z, and z equals w. So here x equals w and w greater than or equals y. So now between x and w I want. So we have x greater than or equals y, then y less than or equals z and z equals w. Now unfortunately you have opposite. Now because you have opposite signs, we will never get a relation between x and w. So I don't know. Now same way between w and y. So from w to y I want. Okay, so from w equals z and z in the reverse because now everything is in the reverse. I am going in the reverse. W to z and z to y. So z is greater than or equals y. Like I said, when you have equal to is simply to replace. So replace z with w. So what do I get? W greater than or equals y. So which is definitely available. So it is choice 2. Only 2 follows. Correct. Abhishek and Chandana, both of you are right. Only 2. Okay. Then similarly, 26. So this is again the upward arrow for greater than or equals. So we have equals, greater than, equals. And this is greater than, this is also greater than. Okay. So S to V. So for S to V, I go S to T, then T to U, and U to V. So what I can do, I can replace T with S because you have an equal to, and I can replace U with V because you have equal to. So what will I get? S is greater than V. That is what we have in the first conclusion. This is how you do. When you are practicing, put everything in the paper. But in the exam, you have to pick and choose what needs to be written in the rough sheet, because nobody is giving you marks checking how many papers you have filled for the rough sheet or how many steps you have solved. The right option gives you marks. So do what is necessary. Try to do them orally when it is easy. So all these are very simple topics. You have to work them out as quickly as possible. Okay. And make time for actually topics that are required for needing more time. So equal to is simply to replace. So replace T with S and replace U with V. So I'll definitely get S is greater than V. So 1 follows. Then second, U greater than S. Okay. So we have, again, we have, by replacing T with S, I'm getting S greater than U. So when I reverse it, U less than S. But I don't have less than here. I have greater than. Correct? So it is choice 1. Correct. Abhishek and Chandana, choice 1. Then next. So again here, this is up arrow. So asterisk is less than, right arrow greater than, asterisk less than, asterisk less than, right arrow greater than. Okay, so N to O. So I have N to M. In the reverse, I have to write. So N greater than M. Then M to O. M greater than O. So yes. So greater than is common. So between N and O, I get greater than. But then unfortunately, I don't have it. Then P to M. So I have P to O in the reverse. I get P greater than O, and O to M again in the reverse. I get O less than M. Unfortunately, opposite signs. So I will not be able to determine a relation. So it is neither. Neither 1 nor 2 follows. Okay. Now coming to input output. So he says a word and a number arrangement machine, when given an input line of words and numbers, rearranges them by following a particular rule. The following examples are the input and the rearrangement. So you have 2 examples given, 1 and 2. 1 input and directly output. There are no steps between, just the input and the output. Okay, just the input and the output given to us. Okay, thank you, Manoj Sethi. Yes. So we have the input and the output. So we just have to check how the numbers and words are written. So as you can see, the numbers are same. In both, the numbers are same. So look at how the numbers are arranged. They are arranged alternately and in the increasing order. And look at how the words are arranged. See, whenever the words are repeated, what is the first thing you do is take only the starting letters of their names and see how they are arranged. They are arranged in the reverse alphabetical order. Correct, Abhishek. Numbers are in the ascending order. And words, whenever the words are repeated, the first thing you look at is look for the starting letters of their words. And when you do that, you will know that they are rearranged in the reverse alphabetical order. The second one also, the second example, we have G, I, T, and G again. So this is G, I, G, O. Let us take it. Because if you have the same starting letter, take the second letter. And here you have T, I, G, O, and G, I. Yes. So here again, as you can see, it is reverse alphabetical. So that is the logic. Numbers in ascending order, words in reverse dictionary order, or alphabets in reverse alphabetical order. Now you use that. This is the question. What is the output for the below input? So because you have none of these, we need to be careful. So the options are 11, the numbers will be 11, 31, 62, 82. So 11, 31, 62, 82. That is available in the first option, third option, and also it could be fifth option. Whenever none of these is given, check completely and then mark. But otherwise, you can start eliminating your options accordingly and give your answer. And then you have PFCM. So you write it in the reverse alphabetical. See, what is meant by reverse alphabetical? Instead of writing reverse alphabetical from left to right, write alphabetical order from right to left. It will be reverse similarly, correct? So you start with C. From the right side, I'm writing C. Then you get F. Then you have M. And then you have P. So this is going to be PMFC. So PMFC is paper, mail, farm, and capital. So cannot be. Paper, mail, farm, capital is available. No, my bad. So we have 11, 31, 62, 82 and paper, mail, farm, capital. Yes. Option 3, Abhishek, correct. Option 3 is what we get. Yes. Okay. Then the next one. A word arrangement machine, when given an input line of words, rearranges them by following a particular rule in each step. The following is an illustration of input and its rearrangement. So you have the input and some steps are given to you. 2 steps are in this slide and the remaining 3 are given here. Okay. Now he says, as per the rules followed in the above steps, find out the appropriate steps for the given input and answer the following questions. And this is the input we have for the questions. Now, the first observation you have is whatever the words you have in the input, the same words are given in the steps as well as in the final step. The final step is always considered as our output. So first we need to check by looking at the direct output. Am I getting any logic here? So if I take, only the alphabets, N, L, P, I, T, E, G, R, K, O. So by looking at these, am I getting any logic? Unfortunately, no. These looks like some random alphabets. There are no specific order for these alphabets. Correct? But however random they seem, I may not get a logic directly by looking at the output. Maybe I'll get a logic by looking at step by step. That is what you need to think. So what is the first thing we have to do here? Oh, yes, correct. Chandana, you'll get third option for the earlier question. Yeah, yes. So what is the first thing you have to do? Since the words are same, take the alphabets. Take only the alphabets. We have G, O, E, T, L, K, P, I, R, and N. These are my alphabets. Okay. And write them in the alphabetical order first. Because no matter how random they seem, because when you look at step 1 directly, he starts with T and E. Because the input was G and O, but in my step 1, you have T and E. So by looking at the step 1, you can say that from my input, tear and earn. So E and T are considered, but written as T and E. And everything will be in the remaining words are in the same order. See, because after earn, you have gear, omit, lamp, kelp, park, iron, rare, near. Do you understand those? Okay. So the only 2 words that are rearranged from input to step 1 are tear and earn. But tear is written first, earn is written second. And every other words in that step are as it is. So we write the alphabetical order first. So take the alphabetical order. Okay. And write the alphabetical order. So among this, the first we have is E. A, B, C, D is not there, E. F is not there, you have G. Then H is not there, you have I. Then J is not there, K, L. Then M is not there, N, O. P, R. S is not there, T. So we have 3, 3, 6, 3, 9, 10. 3, 3, 6, 3, 9, 10. Yes. So this is my alphabetical order. Now, once you write the alphabetical order, see why those two words are picked. That is correct, Abhishek. Thank you. Yes, that is the alphabetical order we get. Now, see what are the two words that are picked from the input and put it in the first two positions? T and R. Look at where are they positioned. T is the last alphabet. E is the first alphabet. They are put together and written in step 1. All the words are written as it is in the same order of step 1. Now look at step 2. Tear and earn are as it is. Okay. And then omit is written. So gear is changing its position. Then lamp, kelp, park, iron is also there. And rare. Gear and rare are now written in the last two positions. See where are the alphabets of G and R? It is the second from the left end, second from the right end. But this time it is in the last two positions of step 2. So first from the left, first from the right are picked and written in the reverse order in the first two positions of step 1. Then second from the left, second from the right are picked and written in the same order in the last two positions of step 2. Are you getting the logic here? Okay. Then when you look at step 3, now again, we have first two, park and iron. So look at step 2, park and iron. Look at the positions of I and P. It is third from the left, third from the right. So that is the concept. Same letters are picked from both ends and then are written. So that is how we need to consider this. So once you get this, so it becomes easy to understand. So even though nothing makes sense, you have to find something out of it, because you need to start looking into what are the information that I have. The only information I have is the same words are repeated in all the steps. So it will only make sense if you write them in some order. If you write them in the alphabetical order, you'll start getting some ideas as to how they are picked. Correct? Okay. So that's what we need to do here. So, and then again in step 4, last two, K and O. And in step 5, N and L. So only when you are writing the words in the first two positions, it is written in the reverse order. But otherwise, it is written in the same order. Okay. So that is what we do now for the input. So you have the input here separately given. So let us take that input using the alphabets only. We have H, S, D, J, G. Again, you have a S. So this is SO, soup, and this is ST, star. And then A. Then D again you have. So this is a D. This is a DEA. This is a DEE. Dear and deep. And then you have M and V. Okay, so now we'll have to write the alphabetical order for this. So A is there, so we write A. Then B, C is not there, you have D. But within that, you get D, E, A first, then D, E, E next. Because A comes first, then E. Then after D, E, F is not there, you have a G. Then H, I is not there, you have J. Then K, L is not there, you have M. Then N, O, P, Q, R is not there, you have S. So between S, O and S, T, you get O first. then you had T. U is not there and you have V. So we have 3, 3, 6, 3, 9, 10, 3, 3, 6, 3, 9, 10. Okay, so this is going to be my alphabetical order. So now we know how to pick and write. Okay, so let's start working on it. So the input, I'll only write the alphabets, because it is easy to finish off writing alphabets. See, you also have to know how do I represent the data so that I can finish it off as quickly as possible. I know alphabets is more than sufficient to finish off my steps. So you only prefer alphabets because it is based on alphabetical order. That should be more than sufficient. Okay. So we have HSDJ. So HSODEA, then J, GSTA, GSTA, then you have DEE, M and V, DEE, M, V. So that is my input. Okay, so we'll start writing the first step. So now according to my example, we pick A and V first, but write it in the reverse. And everything else you write in the same order. So we have A and V. You write it in the reverse, VA. Then write everything else as it is. H, SO, DEA, J, G, ST, DEE, M. Now step 2, we pick the next, that is DEA and ST. And you write it in the same order in the last 2 positions. So we have DEA and ST. You write it here, DEA, ST in the last 2 positions and write everything else from step 1 in the same order. VAHSO, J, G, DEE, M. Okay, everybody following this? Okay. Then next. Then we have DEE and SO. We take these 2. So DEE and SO. Now you write it in the reverse, means you write SO, DEE, the first 2 positions, write everything else as it is. VAH, J, G, M, DEA, ST. Okay. Then step 4, we have G and M be considered. So you have G and M and you write it in the same order in the last, G and M. And then you write remaining as it is. SO, DEE, VAH, J, DEA, ST. Correct? Then finally you have H and J. So you pick H and J. You should write in the first 2 positions, but in the reverse order. So J, H, SO, DEE, VA, DEA, ST, G, M. And that will be our output. That's it. Now, based on this, we can start looking into our questions. Okay. Right. So yes, I have taken the steps and put here so that we need not, switch the slides every time. So question. Which of the following is third to the left of 4th word from the right end in step 2? So in step 2, okay, from the right end he wants, okay. So from step 2, from the right end, you take the 4th word, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4th word is deep. And then I have to move to the left side, third word. 1, 2, 3. So the third we have is soup. And that is what you pick as your answer, choice 2. So these kind of questions, you come from the last, take one instruction and you'll get your answer. The next, we have how many words are there between deep and dear in step 4. Okay. So step 4, deep and dear. So in between, how many words you have? So we get 4 words. And that's available in third option. Okay. Right. The next one. Which of the following is the output? Okay. So output is nothing but step number 5. So we need to see which among the options matches this. So I can definitely rule out 4th option, 5th option, because it starts with jump, and jump is available in these 3. Then after jump, heat, soup, deep. Heat, soup, I can rule out first option, heat, soup, deep. So still both 2 and 3 are available. Then vein, auto, dear, vein, auto, dear, vein, auto, star. So third option is ruled out. So it will be second option. That is correct, Chandana. The earlier answer, you get 4. 4 words are there. Yes. Soup is the answer. Correct. Choice 2 is the answer for this. Correct. Then, in a certain way, auto is related to goat. So A related G in step 3. In the same way, H related to star in step 1. Now, in the same way, which is related to. So now we have to be, looking into this particular word, because there will be an element given before related, there will be an element given after related. So according to my question, you need to see which is the element where it is given. So it is given after the word related. So after the word related, you have milk in step 4. That means I need one before. So that means I need to find a relation like this. Then only I can find a relation like this. Because a question can be given like, in the same way, to which of the following is milk related to? Okay, understand the question here. To which of the following is milk related to? So now, after the word related, an element is missing. So I have to find that. So you need to be careful which side the element is missing in the question. Is it missing before related or is it missing after related? In this case, it is missing before related. So I have to find a relation accordingly in that manner. So step 3, AG. So step 3, A is here, G is here. So it is 2 words between, third to the left. H and ST, step 1. So H and ST. Okay. Then it is not about third to the left. Then how else I can look at here? It is not about third to the left. But then you can also look at the position from the left side. So auto is 4th word from the left in step 3. Goat is the 4th word from the right end in step 3. Same way when you look at heat, 3rd word from the left end, and star, 3rd word from the right end. So same positioned letters from both ends. So now in step 5, you have milk, which is the last word. So then the word I'm searching for is going to be jump. And that is available in the 5th option. You are getting deeper. Acha, acha, okay, okay. Hmm. It should be option 5, jump. Okay, Chandana, it cannot be deep ma. If you are giving the answer for question number 32, then it is not deep, it has to be jump, because the position of the letters, if you check, it is same from both ends in that particular step. So accordingly, we have to take that as an answer. So jump would be the answer for this. Okay, next. What is the position of deer with respect to vein in step 4? Okay, so step 4, with respect to vein, where is deer? So definitely it is on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4th to the right is what we choose. Okay, Chandana, you are saying vein. For question number 32, you are saying it is vein. No, I don't think it cannot be vein also, ma, because the positions are not the same. If we are talking still about question number 32, the choice that you have given, it is not vein. I'll wait for you to reply. Just let me know if you have gotten the clarity about it. I'll wait. Okay, all right. Let's continue. So the 33rd one is third option. Okay, right. Then, so those were your questions on input output. Okay, so those were your questions on input output. Okay, thank you, Chandana, for acknowledging. Right. Then next we have is some questions which are miscellaneous. He says if in the word safe light, so you have the word safe light. He says each of the consonants replaced with the previous letter. So all the consonants you replace with the previous letter. Okay, so S is replaced with R, F is replaced with E, L is replaced with K, G is replaced with F, H is replaced with G, T will be replaced with S. These are my consonants replaced with previous letter. So as and when you read the instruction, you have to parallelly work it out. Don't read completely and then work on it. Parallelly keep working on it. Okay. And then each of the vowels is replaced with the next letter of English alphabet. Okay, next letter. A is with B, E is with F, I is with J. Okay, this is what we get. Then how many letters are repeated at least twice in the new word thus formed? Okay, so R is not repeated, B is not repeated, E is not repeated, but F is repeated. Then K is not, J is not, G is not, S is not. So then there is only one. There is only one alphabet that is repeated. That is F, because he says at least 2 times, means 2 or more than 2 times. So we get 4th option for this. Okay, then next you have this number 576918443. That is correct, Abhishek. Option 4 we get for 34. Now it says how many such pairs of digits are there in the number, each of which has as many digits between them as they are in the natural number system, both forward and backward directions. Now, sometimes this both forward and backward directions may not be given in the question. Whether it is given or not, we need to check both ways. Forward direction means left to right. Backward direction means right to left. Okay. So here we need to find pairs that are matching with the same pairs according to the natural numbers. So you start counting with alphabets. Now, when he says digits, you can only take single digits from 1 to 9. So if I start from, left to right, if I start from 5, then after 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you count the alphabet, natural numbers, you count directly and see exactly in those positions if I get that same number. If you are getting it, then that is my answer. But with 5, I don't have anything. Then with 7, 8, 9, see, 7 and 9 is one pair. Because in the natural numbers, between 7 and 9, you have 8, one number. Now here, between 7 and 9, you have 6, one number. The numbers should match. Okay, you don't have to match the exact digit. So positions, count the natural numbers from whichever number you have, then you will get your answer. Then if I count with 6, 7, 8, 9, not there. Then with 9, you don't need to count. With 1, 2, 3, 4, not there. With 8, 9, not there. With 4, 5, not there. So in the forward direction, I'm getting only one pair. Now similarly, check in the reverse direction. With 3, 4, you have. Then don't stop there. Continue and see how many more pairs you get with 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not there. Then with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not there. With 8, 9, not there. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 to 5 is one other pair. Then with 9, not there. With 6, 7, you get another pair. With 7, 8, not there. So total, I'm getting 4 pairs. So that is the first option. So that is how. So sometimes he can give you with words also, and he gives the same with alphabetical order also. So you count alphabets. Whichever alphabet is exactly matching with that particular alphabet in that position, you take that as a pair. Count the alphabetical order. Here we count the natural numbers. That's all. Okay. Right. Now then he says a set of 4 words are given in each answer choice below. A 4-lettered meaningful word can be formed using the second letter of each word in a set, except one set. Find the set from which a meaningful word cannot be formed. So out of these 5 options, 4 options, you will be able to form a meaningful word by taking the second letter of each word. There will be one option where you will not be able to form a meaningful word. So let's check this. So if I take the first option, take only the second letters, VGAE. So using VGAE, first option. Can I get any word? Okay. You're most welcome, Abhishek. So using VGAE, what word we can get? We can get gave. So it's a meaningful word. Then I cannot choose the first option because according to the question, cannot be formed, I want. Then second option, ANRI. Okay. So second option, we have ANRI. Correct. You get gave. You'll get gave for the first one. Second option, you have ANRI. We get rain. So that is also there. Not an option. Then in the third, take the second letters AOEA. So AOEA. Now this is where I will not be able to form a meaningful word. Correct. You will get gave for the first option and rain for the second option. Correct. So third option is what we choose as our answer because I will not be able to form any meaningful word using these vowels. So just because in the question he says form a meaningful word doesn't mean we need to choose an option where meaningful word is formed. Please read the question. Okay, cannot here is given in capital letters and in bold. Maybe in the exam he will not give. So read the question what is asked and choose the option accordingly. Okay, right. The next one, in each of the following words, That is correct, Abhishek. Option 3 for 36. Now, in each of the following words, if the letters are arranged as per English alphabetical series, then identify the words in which fourth and sixth letters remain unchanged. Okay, so you have composition. So I need the fourth and sixth letters to remain unchanged. So you start alphabetical. So you have C, because AB is not there, C, then D is not there, E, F, G, H is not there, but you have I, there are two I's. Then J, K, L, M is not there. M is there, sorry, J, K, L is not there, M. Then there itself I can say first one doesn't work. Then you don't have to do further. Do what is necessary, because the question is very clear. The question is fourth and sixth letters remain unchanged. So both should remain unchanged. If fourth is matching, then continue and check the sixth. Otherwise, you don't need. Then the next we have is high school. So you have to be, make yourself aware as to when and where I have to stop, mark the option, move on. Okay. So I can, now when I take high school, again, fourth and sixth should match. Then obviously sixth letter is C, but C comes first. There is no other C anywhere. Then 2 is also ruled out. Correct. So I can for now rule out first option, then second option, third option. Right now, fourth and fifth can be available. So I need to check the third one also here. So the third one we have is material. Again, fourth and sixth. So we start off with A, double A. Then after A, B, C, D is not there. You have E. Correct. So third also doesn't work. So option 4 is ruled out. None. That's all. Don't need to complete. Please do come out of the habit of completing the, work and then checking the options. You don't need to. You can do it parallelly. Do what is necessary, mark and move on. That is where you can save precious seconds or minutes, which can help you maximize your score. Okay. Right. Correct. Abhishek, it is none of the three. Option 5. Next, now you have the word subtract. If the letters in the even positions are replaced with the next letter, okay, even positions, next letter, V, U, B, U. And letters in odd positions are replaced with their previous letters, okay, previous letters, R, A, Q, B. Then which of the following is formed? So we just have to check which is a match. RVAU, RVAU, RVAU everywhere. Fourth option I can rule out. Then QBBU, that is available in third option. RVAU, QBBU. Okay. Right. Okay. So that brings us to the end of the session. Okay. So before I give out some details about the remaining things, thank you all for attending the session and making it an interactive one. Okay. And again, I am reiterating, please do join and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the bank, SSC, CGL, insurance, railway, and other related exams. And these are some of the social media handles and their links we have for Telegram, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And the links are also given in the description box. Yes, that is correct, Chandana. Option 2 we get. And for classroom coaching, do contact your nearest time center. And for online courses, you can enroll at t4e.info/bank SSC online. So that is about it. Thank you. Have a great rest of the evening. I'll see you again. Good night. Thank you.